Hi guys and welcome back to TomTalks. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And today we are going to be continuing with my much delayed best songs of 2021 list. There's 40 tracks here. We're going to quickly go over the first 20 and then the last 20 I'm going to talk in a bit more detail about. There's no particular order here because there isn't. Because it's September 2022 when I'm talking about the best songs list. But I will say which is my favourite. So let's go. Maya Craig with Mikey B's remix of her track Tell Me. A lovely bit of garage that you should definitely check out. It's not got that many listens. The Streets, Who's Got the Bag, one of my most played tracks of last year. A very memeable track. Mike Skinner doing his thing. I like it. It's a very Marmite track though. A Notion featuring Carrie Baxter with Found Love. Notion going in a very different direction on this one, but it sounds good, man. Nia Archives, Forbidden Feelings. Jungle, like drum and bass, is having a resurgence, and Nia is definitely one of the most exciting artists to come out of that genre, and she shows why here. Zero featuring Slick Don, Top Boy. Man, what a banger. Zero really is one of the biggest and best names in the UK bass scene, and Slick Don shows why he's one of the top MCs of all time in that scene as well. Ocean Wisdom featuring Novelist, Racist. Ocean Wisdom taking an Eminem flow on the chorus, and I like what he does here. I think this makes some good points. Definitely one of my favourite tracks off the Ocean Wisdom project, which I was a little bit disappointed by, and Novelist, as usual, he kills it. Sneakbo featuring Backrow G, Wagwan. I mean, this is such a banger. Backrow G, when he's on a track, does his thing, but it's so catchy. It's just a UK rap banger. Didn't get the love it probably should have done. Go listen to it. Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar, Family Ties. Like, these two are family. They've got the chemistry. Kendrick does his thing. The production really grips at you. It's a fantastic song. Bugsy Malone featuring Emily Sandé, Welcome to the Hood. A really poignant track. Emily Sandé showing why she's a top vocalist. Bugsy Malone showing his lyrical qualities. A very underrated track off a very underrated album, in my opinion. Black Country New Road, Opus. Black Country New Road, they're almost indescribable, their sound. The lead singer has such a charismatic voice. It's a fantastic closer to their debut album for the first time. Olivia Rodrigo, Good For You, one of the most catchiest pop songs of the year. Of course, takes inspiration from a Parable song, but that doesn't matter. This tune slaps. Billie Eilish, Your Power. Billie going in a more soulful, chilled direction on this one. A very poignant track because of the themes, but Billie sounds great here. And it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy the new project. Foxes, Dance Magic. Foxes, again, made some really good pop music recently. You should definitely go check it out. Shy Girl, Cleo. The orchestration on this one is great. Shy Girl is great. Just everything's great about this track. Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open. Man, this song is smooth. Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars are a great duo. You've already heard the track. You know why this is good. Georgia Smith, Addicted. This track is addictive. It's catchy. It's a great bit of R&B. I love the production. And Georgia Smith, again, one of the great vocalists of the R&B scene in the UK at the moment. Green Tea Peng, Nah, Ain't the Same. It's so catchy. Green Tea Peg is such a chilled vocalist. She knows what she's doing on the production. It is good stuff, man. Joy Crooks, Wish You Were Mine. Joy Crooks made a very good project, and there was a lot of good tracks on it, but this one sticks out to me personally, and go listen. Time for the future here. I forgot about one track, so I'm going to add it here. It's Rag and Bone Man with All You Ever Wanted. I mean, this is a fantastic euphoric piece of pop music. Great beat, great production. And the themes of sort of like the gentrification of society as well. I find those quite interesting for a pop song. So yeah, thought I'd add this to the list as well. And finally, out of the tracks that I'm not going to go into detail to, Corrupt FM featuring Craig David, Summertime. Garage, Summer Sunshine, catchiness, What more could you ask for? We're now going to go a bit more in detail about these tracks. First up, Brittany Howard with Fred Again and Joy Anonymous. This is a remix of Brittany Howard's track Stay High. It's called Stay High Again. Man, this is such a banger. Like, Brittany vocally is very good, but adding like the production of Fred and Joy Anonymous, it lifts the track even higher in terms of its enjoyability. I was very close to putting Maria We've Lost Dancing, because that was like the lockdown dance anthem, but I don't know, this one for me, this gets me up on my feet more, gets me grooving, and I just think it's that little bit more danceable, so that's why I've put it here over that one. TS7 featuring Screwfizz, a skanker. Man, what one of the UK bass anthems of last year. TS7 knows how to make a anthem. When Screwfizzer is called upon, he will do his thing over a UK bass or bassline sound, or not read the Temperature Skank. This goes off at a rave. I've seen it a few times at raves. Every time it's gone off, the crowd's gone wild, gone mad, whatever you want to say. It's such a banger, man. One of the best bass tunes of 2021, for sure. Jimothy Lacoste, Describer 5. Man, Jimothy is such a great guy. Like, as a rapper, he like raps over these very danceable beats, and with his sort of tongue-in-cheek lyricism, "Oi, come, bring your mum." But this track is just so catchy, it's so addictive, and Jimothy is definitely one of the more unique voices in the UK at the moment, and this track is one that you need to add to your playlist for nights out, for dances, whatever. Gets featuring Dave, Retry 2 and Hamza, Little Bo Peep. What a closer to Gets' Conflict of Interest, which is a great album. Everyone does their thing here. Dave comes in with a fantastic verse, Retch is good here, Hamza is a very talented singer, and Gets does his thing. Conflict of Interest was such a great album, and there was a lot of great tracks, but this closed the album so well with its themes, its powerful production, its powerful lyricism. To have all four artists bring their A game to one track is an achievement in itself, but this track it's top stuff, really. Zach Fox, Marinate, one of the funniest rappers in the scene right now. So many tongue-in-cheek lines and bars. It's just catchy. Zach Fox is a great rapper. He may not be talking about anything deep or poignant, but he makes you laugh. And I think as a rapper, if you make somebody laugh, that is pretty good stuff, to be quite honest. So, Zach Fox, keep giving him his plaudits and his flowers, because he very much well deserves them. Brockhampton featuring Danny Brown Busker, who brought the Dub Boys out from the get-go. This track hits at you hard. Brockhampton, everyone doing their thing. Danny Brown, fantastic. Brilliant production. And Brockhampton, this may be the last album. We've been promised another one, but who knows. But this album definitely ended things on a good high, and Buzzcut was a fantastic opening pitch to what this album was going to be. And Danny Brown, he's Danny Brown. You know he's going to come in. Little Simz, Introvert. This is definitely one of the top 5 ones, I'd say. Little Simz is finally getting her plaudits now. She's got a Brit Award, she's had a top 5 album, she's got a Mercury Prize nomination, and I'm so happy. Introvert is just powerful. The banging drums at the start of the track, Simz is call to arms with her lyricism and her vocals. This track is just amazing. Truly a fantastic piece of UK rap here. And it was very difficult to choose from this Simz album, because there is so many amazing tracks on the album, but Introvert just stands out to me, and it's good stuff, man. Like, this is probably one of the best tracks that a UK rapper has ever released, and I don't say that lightly. This is good stuff, man. Good stuff. Tyler the Creator, What's Your Name, featuring Young Boy Never Broke Again and Ty Dolla $ign. Man, this track is groovy, man. It's like R&B. It fits in well with the album. It fits in well on its own, and it's so short, but it just feels so right to be that short. Young Boy Never Broke Again comes in. I'm not a massive fan of him, but he does well here. Ty Dolla $ign, you know what he's like vocally. It's a great track off a great album. There's not much more I can say about that. Dave featuring James Blake, Both Sides of a Smile. Man, just like with the Sims album, it was really difficult to choose a track off the new Dave album. And for a while, it was very much, is it this track or is it Three Rivers? But I feel like because I'm not a massive fan of Purple Heart, and that Dave just went up that much in quality with this track. Like, this is a love song, and you've got him and the other featured artist going back and forth with each other about this relationship. James Blake, who has such a fantastic voice, is brilliant here. It goes on for so long, but it keeps you gripped throughout. And it's such a fantastic story, this track. And Dave really outdid himself. And it's why We're All Alone in This Together is such a phenomenal album, because Dave took risks and those risks paid off. And it's especially the case with this track. I don't think a UK rapper has ever made something like this before. I hope it will happen again, but you have to give credit where credit's due. Dave knows how to take a risk and for it to pay off, and it certainly is the case on this track. Kanye West, Jesus Lord. I actually quite like Donda, to be honest. Controversial maybe. And Jesus Lord, it's like almost 10 minutes, but it does not feel long. Kanye's storytelling and lyricism is really powerful. The production is quite monotonous, but it fits. Jay Electronica's verse is unbelievable and calls out all the bullshit from the US and the UK governments. We love to see. Oh, it's such a powerful track from Kanye. Like, he had so many good tracks for me on Donda, but this was powerful stuff, and it really grips you. And it showed to me that Kanye is still very much capable of making A-star quality music, and he certainly did on Jesus Lord. Koji Radical, Gangster. I've always quite enjoyed Koji Radical's music when I've heard it, but Gangster really stands out to me. The production is gripping, the storytelling, the chorus. My mama was a gangster, my father was a rolling stone. That was not great singing, but let's move to that side. But Koji Radical has always been very underrated to me, and I think this and his other more recent material proves that he's someone in the UK that deserves more attention. And he's got a Mercury Prize nomination. So maybe in 2022, it's happening. We'll see. But Gangster, very good track. Shame, Born in Luton, a fantastic punk anthem, great guitar playing, great instrumental, gripping stuff is what I'll say. And the best punk rocky track, I'd say, of the year for me, really. It's just, you want to listen to it again and again because of how catchy that instrumental is, and the punk aesthetic and the lyricism grips you too. And Shame are good, man. A bit more consistency on the next project I'd like, but make more tracks like Born in Luton. You'll be getting better reviews. That's what I'll say. Charlie XCX featuring Christine and the Queens and Caroline Polachek with What You Want, I Ain't Got It. Man, I fucking love that chorus. It's so catchy. New Shapes is such a fantastic piece of pop music. Charlie just knows how to write good, catchy pop lyricism. The burr burr of the Simps is fantastic. Christine the Queens does a thing. Caroline Polachek does a thing. It's brilliant. It's a fantastic pop song. And again, Charlie showing why she's one of the best people in pop music at the moment on this one. New Shapes, brilliant stuff. Takei Maidza with Where Is My Mind. I love the original Pixies version of this song. It's one of my favourite rock tracks of all time. And Takei really does it justice here. She does her own twist on it. The production is slightly altered as well, but in a way that's still very good. And it still keeps to the sort of feeling you feel with the original, just done a bit differently. And Takei, again, a very underrated artist. She makes great music of her own, but she covered this song amazingly well, and I go back to this again and again and again, sometimes even more than the Pixies version. I'd still say I enjoy the Pixies version more overall, but this is as close as you get to beating the original, in my opinion, personally. SZA, Good Days. Man, SZA killed it on this one. This is such a enchanting, whimsical take on R&B. SZA vocally is fantastic. Lyrically, she's on point. And this is it's just such a lovely track. And it's probably my favourite SZA song ever for me personally. Like, I could go back to this again and again and again and again and again and again. It's Good Days it gets the chef's kiss from me. Arlo Parks for Violet. Man, this song wasn't released as a single. I don't know why, because it's fantastic. I was not in a great place when this song came out in January. We were in the midst of another lockdown. January 2021, that is, by the way, not this year. And this track just hit me, especially with the line, "It feels like nothing's changing and I can't do this, can't do this." Because nothing was changing. We were all indoors, and man, this is such a melancholic, speaking to the heart kind of track, which Arlo Parks did amazingly well on Black Dog as well, but that didn't come out last year, as much as I'd love to put it on this list. I think it was on my 2020 list, so 2 years in a row. I'd say that's pretty good going. But Arlo Parks knows how to make fantastic music that grips at the heart and is so relatable to people my age, people a bit younger, maybe even people a bit older. But for Violet it gets you every time, man. It gets you every time. Must Be John, Raining Colours. Again, rapping, but with a bit more of a pop dance sensibility to it. These guys sound distinctive. They're having a lot of fun on this track, and it's just a fun, enjoyable piece of music, Raining Colours. One that gets you up on your feet, gets you singing along, rapping along, whatever. Raining Colours is great. Must Be John are great. Go check them out because they don't get the love they deserve, in my opinion. Anti-Up, sensational. Chris Lorenzo and Chris Lake once again giving us a fantastic piece of house music, bass house. It definitely gets you on your feet. It sounds great. Hearing these tracks during lockdown or before the clubs opened kept you going, really. Got you really pumped and excited for the raves to reopen again. And I still haven't heard this on a rave night yet, so can't wait for that. And before we get to my favourite track, we have Slow Tie with ADHD. Again, a lot of great tracks on the new Slow Tie record, but ADHD, the final track, really stands out for me. Slow Tie really goes into his mental health issues on this project, which I really admire because I feel like a lot more men need to do that. And this is Slow Tie just at his lowest point, trying to come to terms with things, almost pushing himself over the limit. And then there's that bit at the end where he changes it up and then he blows and he goes nuts and he just lays it all on the table. And it's a fantastic closer to Tyron. It really is. It shows Slow Tie just at his most vulnerable, but also at his most poetic as well. It's a great closer. And again, it's great to see men being in touch with their feelings and emotions and being vulnerable on a record. We need to see more of it. But my favourite track 2021 is I Do This All the Time by Self Esteem. Self Esteem is a fantastic pop artist who really knows herself. She knows what she wants to say to her audience. And as you may have seen in my Prioritise Pleasure small talk, she makes some very good music. But I Do This All the Time stands out for me, not just in 2021, but in pop music in general, because just the honesty, the idea that someone sees the issues in society, that women are asked to behave in a certain way, or to be thankful of their position in society. They're told to just deal with it in some situations. But on this track, self-esteem in spoken word is like, no. I want to be me. I want to behave how I want to behave. And the thing that really speaks to me personally is the talk of mental health, because mental health is a disease, it's a problem, it's a big issue in society. And the chorus line, look up, lean back, be strong, you never thought you were going to live this long. It's such a poignant line that I'm sure so many of us can relate to. So many of us have been in those dark times and thought, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to get past this point? And we do. We fight on, we carry on, we power through. And that is a message that this track gives. It's a message society needs to hear, because we need to give people who are in that dark place a voice, an opportunity to speak, to say how they feel, and just let them, so that they can be helped. Because suicide is a big issue, it's a big problem, and it needs to be dealt with. And shaming people is not the way. I'm sorry if I've gone a bit too much into the themes of the song, but I think it's very important to saying why this song is so powerful and so meaningful and so gripping. The production is fantastic as well. The orchestral production, Self-Esteem, is a brilliant singer. She really has a great voice. But what you say is very important. And when you're a music artist, what you say can mean something to someone. And this track does that. And I'm sure it means a lot to lots of women who are struggling to find themselves and deal with what is a sexist society, to queer people, of which Self-Esteem is, who are struggling in a homophobic, transphobic, bigoted society, and to people with mental health issues who are struggling in a society that is adapting. It's definitely getting better, but there is still a lot of stigma about being you, being vulnerable, and opening up. And that, for me, is why that track is the track of the year. Because it will offer... Because it's brilliant music, it's brilliant lyricism, it's brilliant. But it will also help a lot of people. And it's helped me. But yeah, that went a bit deep, didn't it? But yeah, that's my thoughts on my favourite tracks of 2021. I hope you've enjoyed. It's been a long video, I know. Until next time, folks, this has been another Tom Talks. See you later.